Hi everyone, and welcome back to our discussion, video number 4, heuristics. So the meaning of heuristics is aiding or guiding in discovery or initiating to find out. So there are three main activities of heuristics in part one or the preliminary operation. So we have already discussed about this, but I will explain it in detail. The origin of sources or the search for sources is the first activity of the heuristics, and the collection of sources. Sources we use the mechanism of note taking, and the third activities of the heuristic part one is the framing and research design. So we can discuss it in detail in one by one. First one is to find out the original sources or search for sources. So with the help of review literature and working bibliography, we can thus find the research gap already existing theories, ideas or arguments. So the use of general reference. So in order to find out the origin of sources, we can use general reference sources, specialized reference sources, and go beyond the open web to find the scholarly resources, the print, electronic and multimedia media. Okay, so there are also the second activities of the heuristics part one is the collection of sources by taking notes. There are three medium index cards, library index cards. It is old fashioned. Anyway, some people use this kind of things, and also notebooks by hand, writing by hand. And the third medium is the computer or laptop or mobile. There are some. So when we collect notes, we can sync a note taking apps such as OneNote, Evernote, or Google Doc with your computer. So whenever you take notes, it is better to use this kind of app or online tools. This Evernote, OneNote, like that, Google Doc, like that. And take notes, set down first the author's full name. When we start to sit in the library, when we start to take notes, set it down for the first the author's full name and complete title of the source or the source or the work and the publication information. Enough information to enable you to take locate sources easily in your working bibliography. Then is the three methods of note taking. So first one is we have already give some ideas, summarizing, paraphrasing, and quotation. So in summary, summarize if you want to record only the general idea of the large amount of material. So if it is if you want to summarize from a large quantity of or from a long big paragraph, you summarize the brief, very brief thing of that material, the material from the source or data, and then you can also paraphrase. If you require detailed notes on specific sentences and passages, but do not need to exact wording, you may wish to paraphrase, that is to restate the material in your own words. So you can paraphrase, and you can also make quotations. When you believe that some sentence or passages in its original wording might make an effective addition to your paper or dissertation, transcribe that material exactly as it appears, word for word, comma for comma. That means you can use, and also take it as it is, whatever the author wrote. And also writers often use apps or online tools such as Evernote, Google Docs, or OneNote to store ideas. So whichever method or strategy you follow, be sure to save and back up all computer files to set down to verify publication information you will need for research and writing, to keep a careful record or page or other reference numbers. And most important one, to take accurate notes. Precision of note taking will help you to avoid the problem of plagiarism. So whenever you take notes, so always give importance to precision of note taking, and also take accurate notes. And the third activities of the heuristics is the framing of research design. And the research design, data collection, for every data collection or source collection needs some strategy or methods. It is a blueprint of the end study. We already give some ideas about this. And it helps to identify what kind of data is needed for the proposed study. So in the research design, first of all, they have to some strategies or methods has to be followed for the proposed study, overall work. And the first question is whether the approach is quantitative or qualitative. We have to identify. Because from the topic we can identify whether it is quantitative or qualitative. It is based on, and the next is if it is a social science like economics or sociology, political science, law, commerce, we use quantitative because these subjects are more inclined to science and we use numerical analysis. And if it is arts or humanities or languages and literature, we use qualitative analysis because these subjects are more inclined to humanities and give importance to weights than in numbers. So as you know, this kind of things, humanities and arts and language subjects are more inclined to weights than in numbers. And also it is more descriptive and narrative in nature. Surely it is more descriptive and narrative, and also or thematic, and also decisions about in the research design also we have to take decisions about 4 aspects. First one is the participants in the study. Who will be the participants in the study? Who will be the participants in the study? I will give you the details in the coming episodes. And the next is the methods of data collection, and the third one is the tools to be used for the proposed study, and the fourth one is the procedure for data collection. Okay, so this is something about the 4 aspects of the for decision about research design. And in the research design also, we have the research scholar also think about the scope of framing hypothesis. So we can give some ideas about this, because in quantitative studies may not use certain hypothesis at all. Instead, a particular argument of thesis or idea or theory is pursued. So in the research design itself, we have the research scholar has to decide whether the work need framing of hypothesis or not. So in history, we use instead of this hypothesis, we use a particular statement of a thesis or statement of a theory or a statement of a proposition, not proposition, proposition, or a particular, or the historical work is based on a particular argument. So because after the research design, the research scholar actually start the collection of data. So field work starts. So these things are up to the research design. The research scholar is doing the preliminary activities. He is doing some homework. So after this homework only, a research scholar can go to the field. So before the actual collection of data, this research scholar has to decide all these kind of things, especially in the research design. So next one is the original sources by in the heuristics. The first aspect is we have already discussed about this kind of things. Original sources, by tracing the sources with the aid of bibliographies at the end of the standard authentic history books, published bibliographies, library descriptive. In libraries we can see some library descriptive catalogs, and also some subject abstracts. There are some subject indexes, and also online. There are so many online databases, electronic reference library, journals, both print and electronic, search engines. So we are discussing about how to find the sources or tracing the sources. So the first of all, we have the research scholars to find out the sources. Then only he can decide the research topic or research problem, or identify the research problem. So by using this kind of tools and methods, tools and works, or the printed and online works, electronic medias, we can identify the research problem, and we can decide about a research topic. So there are journals, both print and electronics, search engines like AltaVista, Google, Hotbot, Excite, etc., and meta search engines, e-learning resources like PG Padashala. It is an interactive content in different subjects across all disciplines, including arts and humanities, social sciences. And also e-Shodh Ganga, e-Shodh Sindhu, their database, International Source Science Directory, EPCO, COST, an online reference resource having 350 full test and secondary database available, and also Humanities International Complete, a comprehensive database covering journals, books and reference sources in the humanities. So this is very important as far as the subject history is concerned, and also InflickNet database, and also NList, National Library and Information Service Infrastructure for Scholarly Content, and so Gestor, Meta search engines and other online sources. So by using this kind of different tools, we can trace the sources. So this is something about the heuristic part 1, or the heuristic part 1 of the preliminary operation.